Hello, 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 dynamic people of God. How are you on tonight? It is my sincere prayer that you are ready for tonight's training. Listen, I am so excited to be here with you on tonight. As we do have some dynamic training in store. Um, I hope that what you have received so far, that it is definitely working for you, that it is opening up your process of developing those multiple streams of income. You know, as you're getting more clear on your message, more clear on your purpose and things of that nature. But you know what? Before I get started, let me go ahead and just get the basics done because you guys know I will I'll get here and just begin to talk, right? So first of all, welcome to day 2 of the multiple strings of income 3D framework training. So I want to welcome each and every last one of you. On today, we're going to be digging for gold. Yeah, that is something that you should be absolutely excited about. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on tonight. You guys should already have your worksheets. In addition, in addition, you should have you should have also listened to oh my the I got issue training. And I would love to know your ideas about that particular training as well. Yeah, that was very interesting. I got issues. And so I hope that that was very beneficial and helpful to you as you begin to uncover and discover the problem that you actually really solve by reverse engineering your purpose. So I'm so looking forward to seeing the feedback from that as well. So nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead and jump in because I want to make sure I'm intentional with your time. Let me get my screen shared over here. The other thing I do want you guys to know that there is a time delay. So I want you to be aware of that. So give me a moment here. Okay, so let's get this PowerPoint sharing, this PowerPoint shared. So what does digging for gold have to anything to do with developing multiple streams of income? You're like, wait a second. Also, listen, it has a lot to do with it. Look, if you're gonna develop multiple streams of income, you got to learn how to dig for the gold, right? We're gonna dig in, right? Because it's gonna be necessary so that you can identify, right? Who are those individuals that is going to pay you for your merchandise, right? As listen, we are understanding our merchandise buyer, right? That's what day 2 is about, all about. And the way we're going to understand our merchandise buyers is by digging for gold, digging for gold. So I think we're going to really have an amazing time. Amazing time here. I'm just trying to get shared over here, people of God. So I am going to go ahead and mute myself out. right? I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself out, or not mute myself out. Get in the background because I want to make sure you guys are able to see the full screen. So again, let me just welcome you again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and introduce yourself. Know that if you have any questions, you can definitely put them in the chat, and I will answer them. Right, I would definitely get to them and answer them. As you were doing your homework for today as well, and you had any questions for that, I would do that as well. So let's get started, dynamic people of God. So the multiple stream of income 3D framework, it is a part of Mindpreneurs Academy, and I'm so excited. And I know you guys are probably like, you are so always excited. I sure am. Just for the record. Just in case you didn't know. But I'm going to always start you here because I want you to develop a mindset that you have everything you need to generate wealth. Listen, it's already in you because God has given you that ability. I am Dr. Deranche Zorn. I am your kingdom strategist. I'm here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. I help individuals, ministries, and businesses with practical solutions so that they may increase their market reach and their income potential. I am so honored. I'm so blessed for everything that God has put under my tutelage. For being able to see, right, the manifestation of my dreams, my visions, the desires, the things that He's placed inside of my heart. And so I'm, eternally grateful for the faithfulness of God, right? So these are some things that He has entrusted with me. The Kingdom Strategist Consulting, the Kingdom Influencers Broadcast, Divine Order Restoration Ministries, International Ministries, D-Tech Analogy, the Kingdom Strategist University, Women of Influence Magazine, the I Am Her International, right? In addition to the Dorm Inc. Employment Agency. Here is what you don't know. Look, you got to listen to yesterday's message, right? If you didn't get what you didn't know. Because I want to jump on into this training on today. So our focus is defining our merchandise buyer. Now, why is this? I don't know why my agenda not up, but that's okay. Why is this important? Why do you need to define your merchandise buyer? Because that is, or those are, right? And I'm going to say that for right now, and you'll understand why later. Because that is who is going to, right, allow you to be successful in obtaining the income from the various products and services that you will put in the marketplace. So it's very important to be able to identify who those individuals are, right? Those are the ones that's going to make the purchase for you. Without any buyers, what good is the merchandise if you don't have anyone to buy from you? And we'll deal with that because people make products and services, but because they don't understand or they haven't put in the time to define their merchandise buyers. And of course, let me back up for those who wasn't with us yesterday. Understand that when I deal or talk in this particular space and deal with the word merchandise, I'm talking about your message. I'm talking about your message, and the reason why my tone is on message is because I want you to understand, or I want us to begin to develop in our mind that the messages that we carry, the reason why we exist, The reason why we breathe, right, is because of the purpose that God has given unto us. And out of that, the message in our purpose, we're able to serve, right? We're able to show up and serve. So, nevertheless, so we have to, right, be able to define who our buyers are. Who are the people that's going to just love your message? So when you get somebody to love your message, it don't matter what you make. It don't matter what you produce, because it is not the products that they're buying. They're buying the message. That's all they need. They're in what they desire is the message that you care. They can really even care less about you personally, right? It's more about the message that you're carrying or the message that you're delivering. That's their interest. And when you can understand who's interested in that, that's a whole game changer. That's a whole game changer, right? And for you, for them, right? For your income streams as well. So that's why we have to invest the time, because without buyers for your product or services, then you might as well not be in business. Not be in business. And so it's important to also define your merchandise buyers, because you don't want to waste time. How many of us have wasted time, wasted our talent and our treasures? We have invested these things in building brands, or attempting to build brands, attempting to, I'm sorry, my banner is back there. Okay. So attempting to build brands, in addition to attempting to produce products, right? Or producing products and services that the who we're called to serve could not find, because we had not defined them. Okay. So let us get back over here to this slide show. You guys give me a second. I have to move between. To click on the right screen. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I got it. Okay, so we're digging for gold. So we're gonna dig through all the rubbish, right? Or I don't want to say rubbish, but we're gonna dig through all the noise. We're gonna dig through all the shiny stuff, and we're going to truly identify who we need to serve. We may want to serve everybody, but you just can't and be successful. You'll waste a lot of marketing time, marketing money, right? Resources, efforts, and really set back your business. So digging for gold. It's all about our target market and our target audience. Our agenda is to understand the difference between a target audience and market, the importance of knowing your target market and audience. We're going to also talk about our target audience makeup, understanding what an avatar is, and understanding how to make an avatar profile. Okay? Now, these are the things that we're going to walk away with on today. So, I put this visualization here because I want you to look at it for a moment. When we truly define our merchandise buyer, we will find ourselves in a place where we're hitting the target every time, no matter what you produce, because you have clearly understood and defined who your target market is, you're going to hit the bullseye every time. When you do not clearly define who that is, you'll be shooting the arrows and they'll be going all over the place. It will be missing the target. You will be missing the mark. And so, just like Paul, he said, listen, I'm pressing toward the mark. I'm pressing toward the goal, right? And then we're going to press toward the mark and we're going to press toward the goal. We got to be intentional in the things that we do and how we do them. And so if we're going to press toward the mark, that means we got to be laser focused. We got to clearly understand what the mark is, and everything that we do is intentionally focused in hitting that mark. Okay? So let me give you an example of that. So let's say, okay, I'm called to, let's say someone is called to be a fitness coach or be a trainer, right? They should not be producing products that does not align with fitness, because it just wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense because it would to bring them into a whole different market. They're in the market of target market area of health and wellness. With the concentration, listen, in the fitness area. So, what they produce, what they put out, with their flyers and things of that nature, right? It needs to line up with what it is that they do. Because they will get more sales because they've already developed clients who trust what they do and love what they do. So I want us to keep that in mind as we are identifying our target audience. And if you guys can remind me to pull up some social. Remind me to pull up some of the social media profiles so we can look at how we capture some behavioral traits. Okay, so of our potential, right, target audience, or for the target audience that follow us. So let us get started. What is a target market? I am so glad that you asked that. A target market refers to a group of potential customers to whom a company wants to sell its products and its services. It's a group of potential customers. I love the word there, potential. So, like I said, if I'm a health coach or a fitness coach or a fitness trainer, then my market, I'm going to be in the health and wellness, right, area. And so that is where my potential clients are. However, that is not everybody in there is not my target audience. I have potential clients there. And so when we move from the space of the market and define and segment more in a more defined segment of who we're serving in that market, then you get to your audience. You get to your audience. So in the health and wellness, there's so many different areas so many different areas that's within, or segments it is within that particular market. And so a fitness trainer, don't want to try to serve all of the segments that's in there. They want to focus on their, and they want to focus and find those who are in need of exercise to develop a better healthy lifestyle, right? Or things of that nature. So everybody is not that's in a target market is not your target audience. So I want you to understand that. The target audience take us out of the broad market and bring us into an additional segment within our specific target market. So what is a target audience? A target audience is a group of people defined by certain demographics and psychographics um, and behaviors, right? So by demographics and various behaviors is what a target audience is. And so I'm going to give y'all know I like when I can throw out one of my tech terms, right? So what we're doing here when we're digging for gold and we are identifying our merchandise buyers, we do what we talk about, or a term that we use called the drill down approach, right? That's something that we do in the database world, right? In technology, we do this drill down approach, and so let me make it just even a little bit simpler. Is the only thing it really is just a filter, right? You're filtering down. You are filtering through all of these other things and all of these other people just so that you can get to your specific target audience, to your people. You're just filtering through everything until you get to the specific people that you serve. And if you did the exercise today, right, within our workbook, you should kind of have an idea of who it is that you serve, right? Of what is you're almost there. You're almost there. And so to identify the target audience, or why is it important? Let me go here first. Why is it important to my slide? Okay. Why is it important to know your target audience? It is important to know your target audience because it allows you to focus. It does allow you to become detail oriented. It positions you for success so that you can package your message, price your message, and promote your message to do your merchandise buyers. That was important because without understanding who it is that you are called to serve, it hinders your ability to produce content that they will buy. It also, so therefore, you're not able to appropriately package products and services that they will desire from you because you haven't really clearly identified them. In addition, it will help you in one of the hardest things that most entrepreneurs have, and especially those in in the religious circle, right? Believers, those of faith, is it will help you with your pricing. Yeah, understanding who you serving, it definitely help you with your pricing, and it'll keep you from pricing yourself out of your market, in addition to underpricing yourself in your market, because both of them cause you to lose money. Depending on who you call to serve, if you're not pricing your products or and services according to what considered to be the norm in the area of the market that you're in, then you could be overlooked. You can be considered as not having the professional insight or the professional know-how or background to serve them, because people prejudge just based off so many things. You also have to understand, listen, if who you're called to serve, if they're able to even afford the prices that you're considering for them. And that's why it's important to know exactly who they are. And we're going to talk about, right? We're going to talk about that in a moment. Again, if you have any questions, definitely drop them over in our comment section. Okay, so here we go, moving right along. Okay, so how do you find your target audience? Kind of gave you guys a little bit of this earlier. So now, because of usually, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you know this now, because you probably have been around other trainers, or you may even be in the future be among other trainers. And so the way I do it, many people are not considering, or that you won't have the conversation in this manner. They will not be dealing with finding your target audience based from your purpose standpoint or from your message standpoint. They're going to tell you, I'm going to tell you what they say, or the way that they've done it, right? They're going to tell you that they usually tell you that you can find your target audience based upon the products and services that you offer. Now, I don't have anything against the way that is done. I don't have that, because that's almost market standard, right? That is market standard across the board, and I don't have anything against that. That's what's been working for people, great. But I'm always in a place, or I stand in a positional place to say how did you develop content, products, and develop products and services from that, without ever identifying who it is that you were supposed to serve. And so from my just from my standpoint, it's just like saying, hey, I baked this cake, come and eat it. And they may be allergic to the type of cake that you bought, but you still want them to buy it. No, you need to understand what they like and what they're allergic to and what they're not before you bake them a cake. Those things are important. But that's my personal opinion. So that's why I would say to you is to understand the problem that you solve. And we did reverse engineering in your message that you got earlier and in your worksheets that you guys have as well. So once you understand the problem that your purpose solve, it takes you through a series of things to help you understand the people who you're called to help. So the next thing you will have having an understanding of the type of people that are having the problems that you solve. Who are those people? Who are the people? And if you're aware of the problem that you solve, go ahead and type it in chat, and I'll come over in a few and look at let me pull this up here and look over there. So the other thing is understanding the impact. You have to understand the impact on their lives if they had your solution. How would your solution impact their life? You got to understand that. That's a necessary component. And so when you can begin to do that drill down approach, that reverse engineering what your purpose do, then you begin to open up your mind to who it is that you serve. How you going to serve them? What are their pain points? You begin to understand their needs so that your products and services can effectively address what's happening in their lives. Right? So that's those are the things. So like for instance, with the D technology, right? That's my first baby, right? Well, I did graphic design and website creation. And my slogan for that was one-stop shop business solution. I create corporate identities through website design and graphic creation. Oh, we get ready to hit 20 years in 4 more years. I'm sorry, I just had a moment there. Praise the Lord. So, however, with that particular company, I mean, who do I show up for? Who would be those people that need the type of services that I offer? New startup businesses or businesses that do not have small businesses that do not have the resources to have a in-house graphic designer or web designer where they could contract out to my company to provide their web and graphic design at a lesser expense than it would cost them to have an in-house designer, graphic and web designer. So those type of things. And so it just makes sense. You gotta just have to understand. You gotta know, okay, this is what I'm doing. Corporate identities. Who are those people that have yet to develop corporate identities? So let us move right along. So here we are. We're going to deal with our target audience makeup. What does that look like? Now, our target audience makeup, we deal with 4 different areas. So we're going to deal with the geographical area of your potential idea clients. We're going to deal with the demographics. We're going to deal with the psychographics. We're going to also deal with the behavioral. And we're going to talk about what those look like. What does that look like? When you're looking at your the geographical traits that your potential client may be in, you want to see what region, what country, what's the population, what is the climate that's there. So let's just say, for instance, look, if you were opening up a business that sold ski gears, you can your geographical region cannot be in the Caribbean anywhere. You're not serving people. You cannot serve people in the Caribbean. Why? Because it's a very warm climate. They won't need. They will not have a need for ski gear. You'll do better in what is that? Antarctica somewhere. You do better. You have a better, chance up there. Better up somewhere in the northern region of the world. And so you have to understand that. You'll rather be in Colorado, in Denver, right? Your business being there versus it being in Florida. If it now let me say this as well. If it's a physical location, right? If it's a physical location only, then that will be very, very difficult. So these are some things that you have to think about. Where's your ideal customer? What region they're in? What country do they reside in? Um, you have to think about that. What is the population? What is the climate? Have those different types of things in mind. Just again, depending on like who is it that you're serving. Now, let's talk about these demographics. They're defined as the parameters which are used in segmenting the target audience into a more specific group. Some of the demographics that are commonly considered is gender, age, language, income, parental status. So when you're looking at your demographics, you want to how old is this? How old is the individual that you're serving? Is it male, female? Is it a male in their 30s, a female in her 40s? What is their nationality? What is an ethnicity? What is their occupation? What is their income? How much do they generate each year? What are the spending habits, right? and those type of things. But that's more of a psychographic, but not behavior. But what is their family size? What is their marital status? Because listen, the way you market to someone, to those that are married and to those that are single, is different. Because when someone is married, I'm gonna make sure I say that the right way. When individuals are married, right? The buying power is not on the spouse herself or the husband himself. There have to be a mutual decision that they come to together, right? And so it's not just the buy-in of a thing from the one spouse or the other. It's a buy-in from both of them. You may want to consider education. Now, let me say this again, depending on who you're serving and how you're serving them, the way you got to show up to serve them as well. Some of these things may not, or may matter. But you definitely want to look at, you definitely want to make sure that your age is there, that the gender, you definitely want to know that marital status, look, do they got kids and things of that nature, because it's going to really help you begin to define what their possibilities are and what their possibilities are not, according to how you're packaging your message. Okay, where are we with time? Okay, so our next thing we're going to do, our psychographic. Psychographic is a quantitative methodology of studying consumers based on psychological characteristics and traits, such as your values, desires, goals, interests, lifestyle, their pain points, all of those great things. And it has, like, the psychographic, look, it has a absolutely it absolutely brings, hold on, I'm moving too fast over here. This thing is so sensitive, right? But it's important to know, right, what is one's lifestyle like. So you'll even be able to, package or know, okay, I need to have, if I'm serving a, Pacific population, I need to know if I need to package what I bring in an exclusive manner, right? Or, or do it need to be one of those packaged in something that's more open market. Because just depending on lifestyles, personalities, what people value, things that they're interested in, those things, those things definitely attract buying behaviors or patterns. So they are things to be considered. Okay. Then you want your behavioral traits, right? Their brand loyalty, the benefits that they see, their user status, right? Their usage rate, their occasion, readiness to buy. And let me tell you this, behavior traits or behavior targeting, this is a marketing method that uses web users' information to strengthen advertising campaigns. For those who are familiar with me, and you guys know how I'm just so amped on making sure, I'm like, We need to start being more active on our social media pages or in groups, in our own groups that were developed, because this behavior target market, these behavior traits, right? When we're in our social media profiles, in those on our business profile and in our groups, especially on Facebook, Instagram and things of that nature, it gives you these behavior demographics, and it helps you to be in the right place marketing to those who purchase your product. You guys remind me if we have time so I can look at or pull up something. I hope I have it over here where we could just look at Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter profile, looking at their specific profile. Because when we're talking about like brand loyalty, listen, do the people who you serve, are they on Facebook or they on Instagram? Who are they loyal to? Where, you know what I'm saying? Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? Where they at? And so so you have to define, okay, what behavior. Now, what I do recall, because I did go and look at the social media's demographics, and I do recall and remember Facebook had Facebook demographics. Now, if you serve women, it is an excellent place to serve women. And I'm trying to remember what the numbers were, but because they have 74% of women that's on there, and I can't remember the age range, but I can't remember the age range. But if you serve women, that could be a potential great place, just depending on the age range of those who you serve. We know that our younger people are on Snapchat. So what you do, serve the young folks, you get a Snapchat. Just bottom line. I know you may not want to, just get it. Because you got to go where they are. So they can influence whoever need to write the check. Right. Most younger people, when I was looking at the demographics, most younger people are there. Like, we don't get our I think those that were like 60 was very 60 above was very minimum when it came to being on Instagram. It was looking at the demographics, I was expecting to see a much younger age range on Instagram than what I did see today, because I wanted to make sure that I was able to keep my eyes on fresh content with that. So I was looking at some 2020 stats on the social media's profile, and with who's showing up and how they're showing up. And so what I was able to get my hands on, it was something that just took place in July. So but however, they do have, I believe, on the report that I was reading with the stats, that those that was in like that 30 to 40 some age range, they had a very high profile, more than what I thought would have been there. Younger folks, yes, is still there, and of course still dominating there as well, but it was very like in a 2% margin as I was doing my research, right? So we want to get into those behavior traits, and your social media help you do all of that. If y'all remind me, I'll show you guys how it all put together, right? So let's build your avatar. Build your avatar. So let's talk about this avatar, right? So these 4 areas are components of marketing. Getting to our target audience, help us begin to get in a mindset or frame our world to where we set up a profile, or you'll hear some people say in the industry a personal persona, right? That's another word that's thrown around as well. And so we're going to look at some of this stuff that we have went over, we talked about, and look at, begin to build this avatar profile for our businesses, right? And so let's talk about it. So why an avatar? Now, first of all, an avatar is it's a detailed profile of your ideal client. So it helps you drill down. Again, we're in this drill down approach, or filtering. When a filtering approach to get to this person, or this person profile, this specific profile person. And we want to bring it to a from an audience perspective, and bring it in just a little bit tighter, so it can be a little bit cleaner. Now I'm going to say, because you want whoever when they're looking at your products or your services, when they hear your message through your products and services, you want them to say, oh, you want them to know that it's them. They just need to know that it is them that you serve. And so, but we won't be able to develop that until we really tie down, right? Out and or develop a client profile, right? Which is known as our avatar, or our client personal persona. Okay. So you guys have a very nice worksheet that says avatar profile. So we're going to build that. So go ahead and take that out. As you're taking that out, I am going to go over some things, talk about some things that you can consider, right, while you're writing out. One moment here. While you are writing out your profile, let me pull up the profile on my end as well. But okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so here we go. Oh no. Okay, so your avatar's profile. Actually, that's not the one you're writing. I'm sorry. That's not the one you're writing in. It's the one that has digging for gold. That's why I had to pull up the sheet, because I don't remember what their title. Dig for the gold, the people. So I want you to go ahead and let's begin to define. Look at your. Don't just put stuff down. Don't do it. Don't do it. I want you to really think and examine I want you to really look and examine your purpose, and examine the problem, right, as well. And if we needed time to write out your problem, and even think about that, go ahead and tag that in the I mean, not tag it, post it in the chat, right? And then we may have to back up. So, but however, let's pause for the cause. I'm sorry about that. Pause for the cause. Let's deal with, before we begin to dig into these profiles, because we're digging for the goal. Do you have any questions, comments as of right now? I didn't see anything earlier when I peeped over, but I also want to make sure that I'm not missing anyone. Okay, awesome, awesome. I don't see anything. And I know there's a little delay, so I'll give it a few seconds and then I'm going to continue. And I'll put your sheet up in a second. Okay, so these are some things that I want you to consider. We know geography just takes care of its own little self, right? So, as the geographics take care of itself, we want to. I want you to think about or consider some things when you're looking at your demographics. I want you to think about, how old the person is. I don't want to do a range. I want you to be just in pinpoint accuracy. We want somebody one age, right? And I'm gonna pull up. Like I said, I'm gonna pull up one of social media groups, and so I can show you how we just look at some few things and then begin to narrow down from there. So how old is the person? Is it a male or female? How old are they parents? How many children do they have? Are they married? They're divorced? What's the educational level? Right? What is their work life like? Their community? What? How do they live? Right? Are they work from home? They commute every day, all that type of thing. Now, that is those type of and somebody may be wondering like, why is that important? Oh, that's very important. That's vitally important because depending on if they commute, what that looks like, then it that eats in their time capacity, right? And those things of that nature. You know, um, Also, if they do spend a lot of time writing and they are readers or, things of that nature, then maybe they can have drive time university with you, right? Where it's something where it's just audios that they're listening of your specific messaging, that you package in that audio format, right? You want to know, look, if they're a parent, how much you have to consider. If they're a parent, and you got to look at what that time frame um, their time, what their time frame look like, and if they're married, you got to add some more time, on there as of them not being able to be available. Because see what single people can do who are not parents is totally different, or it should be. Let me say it that way. Because they have a lot more time than those who are married and those who have children. Those things are vitally important to consider because you got to see, then it calls your mind to begin to produce or think about how can I serve them in a short amount of time and still make the impact that's necessary. Now, how we can do it? How can I, reach them and so that they can get the service that they need from you, right? So things to consider. Also, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay, so the other thing that I want you to consider is going to be this. If I can get the mouse going to be my friend for a second. Okay. Oh, you know what? These are both supposed to be psychographics and behaviors here. I forgot to change the title. So anyway, you want to look at oh blessed be the name of Jesus. You want to look at where do they hang out? Who do they follow? What are their joys? What are their pain? You know, what business do they engage with? Are they do they like podcasts? You know, what is their shopping experience? You know, what's their style? You want to know what are their hopes and their dreams? You know, what does an ideal life look like for them? Right? You need to know that. Why? Because that's what you're gonna offer them. That's a part of the perks of working with you. What inspired them? Why? What do they love? What are their hobbies? What drives them or bring them energy? And what keeps them up at night? Okay, so that's a few things to consider. So right there, I'm going to pause for the cause. I'm going to give you a few moments to write out. First of all, ask questions because it's Q&A. And then we're going to go ahead and you just go ahead and complete your avatar profile. Remember, skipping this step can be detrimental to your income capacity. So while you guys are doing that, I'm going to pull up this study. If you need help or anything, just tag me. Not tag me. Place it in the chat box. Okay. I'm going to pull up here because I still want to give you guys time for any Q&A that you may have. So I'm going to stop sharing here for a moment. And then we're going to look at these social media demographics so that it can definitely help you when you are planning, right, your branding and marketing strategy. Okay. So this is definitely help you. In addition, um, it's going to help you build the language, the conversation, the communication, the way you communicate and how you communicate to those who are in your target market. Okay. So let me get this screen shared here. 1 second. Mhm. Okay, so here's the social media demographics. Um, yeah. So they got here, they got our most popular ones here: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, and the Snapchat. Okay, so I'm gonna run through some of this real quickly. So I want to just look at some of the so now this is our demographics so that you can see who's, it's a snap, these are snapshots, right? So of our demographics for the social media platforms. So you have, which one? This Facebook. I'll try to see which. So this is their daily usage of the people who have accounts with them. We see Facebook, the people daily usage, 51% of the people have accounts with them. Daily usage is that they're on there several times a day. Within so that's um the overall as a whole with all of them. Then here are the key demographics that they look at for Facebook. Now, with Facebook, again, their gender, 75% female. The age range that uses Facebook the most, we see the 18 through 29 and the 30 through 49. We see that they're running neck to neck. I mean, and the 50 to 64 is, I mean, all right behind. They're really all right behind one another. I was surprised to see the numbers that I did see for Facebook on for the 18 through 29 age range. I was expecting that to be a little lower. So their location. This is that behavior information and the demographic that they're collecting. So this is the demographic right here. I'm sorry, this demographic. So this is the location: 73% urban, 69% suburban, and 66 rural. They got the income range on here. Now look at what's interesting here. When we look at those that make 75K or more, there is more of them. 74% of those users fall in the 75 percentile. $75,000 in income. Those particular users are 74% of those that use Facebook. I thought that was interesting. Well, let me scroll down. Now, there are leading countries that's on Facebook. Now, whoever's serving India, y'all are in the game. Or those in India, whatever. Y'all are in the game. They're leading by leaps and bounds. The United States is behind them. Let's see. I'm gonna look at Instagram real quickly. Their gender: 43% female, 31% male. Now if we see here on Instagram, their age range is different for those who are on there the most. They got 13 to 17-year-olds, 72%. Then they have the 18 through 29 at 67%. Then also their locations, then they have their income range. I'm seeing that the 75,000 and above, they're still ranking high in showing up than those who are not. They also look at the educational factor here as well. Let me see if I can get the leading country on that particular site is the US. So this is Twitter. Let's look at something. Twitter 18-29 age range. They reigning. They are. Oh, yeah, excuse me. I'm so sorry. So, and I don't even know if you guys are seeing my screen. I hope you are. On my tab or something. Yeah, I think you are. So, let me look at something else real quickly. Okay. So I wanted you to look at some of these because these are very, very helpful. So like, I think people just don't get Twitter. That's why a lot of people been on Twitter. More men are on Twitter than women, right? I had a whole thought about that, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. The other thing here, I was trying to grab LinkedIn real quickly. I want to look at that age range. You got a 30 to 49 age group. That's what's holding down LinkedIn. 75K just raining. Um, who is this? This is Pinterest. The 30 to 49 is holding it down. I'm trying to get over to our Snapchat, 13 to 17, right? And the 18 through 29 is holding it down over there. Let's see what YouTube have to offer. YouTube users. So our 18 to 29 age range, they're killing it, but everyone else is on their heels. Everyone else is on their heels. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys that. Are there any questions? I'm gonna pop myself back on. Ooh. I'm gonna pop myself back on over here. For you guys. Hold on. I'm gonna stop the screen share. Okay, there we go. Oh, so something. Okay, so here we are. So that is it for tonight in a nutshell. We were digging for gold, and you see now why I said we're digging for gold, because you see how much data, right? The data that we have to look into, that we have to obtain, right? So, with that being said, if you don't have any questions or any comments, then we're going to leave for the evening. Okay, awesome. Well, with that being said, dynamic people of God, because I'm not seeing any comments. So I'm going to assume that you guys are okay, that you guys are well. I am Dr. Deranche Zor, and I am your Kingdom Strategist. Here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. I help individuals, ministry, and businesses with practical solutions so they can increase their market reach and their income potential. Until next time, continue to build your empire. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen.